So I'm really excited about this new piece, which was commissioned to be written by Jeff Enns. The piece was written to honor the memory of Marg Janzen, who was quite a prominent assistant crown attorney in the area. She was very concerned with justice. It's a piece for choir and for mezzo. It'll be about a half hour. I think it's just a wonderful piece, and I'm looking forward to the premiere. So Jeff, you've written this. It's a 6-movement piece, which will be premiering. Can you say a bit about the texts and just a bit about the piece that way?
Well, we had talked about the text, and I had numerous ideas. We sort of had an overarching theme. So this is from a distant star. The Longfellow poem that starts out, the Light of Stars. That was, I'm not sure that was the first one that I thought about or not. And I was thinking of different languages that were,
right.
And we talked about something spiritual but not necessarily religious.
Whatever,
Right, exactly. Whatever your context
not sort of denominational specific.
So this is sort of deeper questions and deeper parts of life, but not necessarily biblically related.
Right.
And I think the religious parts I put in Latin, so then it was okay.
So it's a little harder to
yeah
you can hide that.
People have said, what are your influences? So I think if you take a bit of plain chant, hymnody, Vaughan Williams. So
you're writing right now. You're a contemporary composer. I mean, is this going to really sound awful, like Schoenberg or?
It does not sound like Schoenberg, because Schoenberg, I think, is very dated. I mean, that's very 1940s.
Okay.
And that's slightly before my time.
I'm leading the witness, of course.
Yes, you are. Gentlemen of the jury.
Yeah. So will we hear what sounds like major chords, comfortable chords? Will we hear?
Yes, I like to change. I like to change keys. I think the human voice is beautiful, and if you have, I think I had some different composition professor ideas, are different from mine. Mm-hmm. But if you can sort of take, I like dissonance, but if you spread it out, then it's not so bad.
Right.
Like if you just have if the cat.
It's not bad.
But I mean, if the cat sits on the piano, it's not quite as exciting as if you take, and spread those notes. Not that you spread the cat out.
Right, but you put some food over here, some food over there, and then
exactly.
Yeah, and then you get close to what you're calling a stacked chord.
Yeah.
Right? Tell me a bit about your soloist.
Well, I've known her entire life, and I said before that because it's my sister. So I thought I was really glad that was a suggestion, because every time I write for mezzo, I pretty much have Jenny's voice in mind, anyways.
Right.
And I know what her range is, and I asked her a couple times, "Is this too low or is this too high?" And she, "No, that's fine."
Yeah.
And I really like that she had a special relationship with Marg, especially towards the end, because she had gone through cancer
herself.
Yeah, Jenny went through cancer treatments, and just talked to Marg a lot about it. Mm-hmm. So I think they knew each other, but that sort of was a common bond and really strengthened their relationship in the last while before she passed away.
So will we hear melodies, or is this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, because there's a mezzo soprano soloist, she's got a lot of the melodies, and some of them they're passed back and forth. Well, and we've talked about a larger commission for years, a long time already. So I'm really excited about this, and it's funny. I think the Wordsworth was the first piece the one that I started, and I got really excited and wrote about a page worth of it, and then it was kind of got put on the back burner. And you said, whenever is good. And then I think, no, I need a concrete deadline. Yeah. And as it was approaching, I think I wrote the other 4 pieces within about 2 weeks.
Well, I know
and then I had a hard time finishing the Longfellow one, which I had started on.
Your completion dates are all sort of banging against each other here.
The moon is distant from the sea. Well, we had talked about stars and constellations and the heavens, and I really love the poetry of Emily Dickinson as well. And this just seems very sort of a melancholy poem.
So, and then you have Rilke, which is the German one. Yeah.
German just has so many stacked up words.
I know. Like, why separate words when you can
exactly?
You can mush
if
it
you can Well, it's kind of like how I like to stack fifths. Germans like to stack syllables. You know.
Yeah. And then this, I call this the earworm piece, the Jubilate Deo, where you've chosen a very short text, right?
Well, I just wanted something.
It's a praise.
Yeah, a celebration of her life. You finish the Rilke and it's and then bam 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 bam.
It's like opening a bottle of champagne. I mean, after all the warm.
Yeah.
Not pressure, but this sort of warm richness.
Well, it's almost backwards. You've got the warm bubbles that have.
Well, okay. And you can't get it back in the bottle.
You had all the chocolate, and then you have some champagne afterwards. Yeah. So yes, the cork pops and away you go.
Yeah, away you go.
The Jubilate Deo. And that's just supposed to be like unrestrained joy.
Yes, exactly.
And kind of in going down into nothing, kind of into the misty unknown that none of us do know.
Exactly, yeah. I think it's just a wonderful piece, and I'm looking forward to the premiere.